Woody Nerdigans. This is the one and only Packer Girl 89 of Nerdigans, and today's Manga Nerdigan live reaction video is going to be for Blue Lock Chapter 324. But before we get into this recap and live reaction, we are at war with YouTube's algorithm, and it is slowly but surely killing my channel. And in order to defeat this algorithmic beast, we need you to please hit that like, share, and subscribe buttons. And because, of course, this channel, let alone this video, are not sponsored. If you love what we're doing and want to help keep me, my adorable little soccer kitty, who's somewhere around here, hopefully being a good kitty, and this operation will, again, literally alive and kicking, so we can keep bringing you more anime and manga content, whether it be news, analysis, or live reactions like this one. Feel free to hit up our Cash App, PayPal, and Coffee. Links are in the description box below, as well as the link to our Patreon, where we are doing our anime live reaction content, because unlike YouTube, where we constantly have to worry about getting a copyright strike for showing anything on the screen, well, Patreon, we don't have to worry about that, so we can have our full setup of the anime and manga side by side and have the audio to boot, which is not only great for busting a botched localization or two, but it's great for when we cover anime original content like, say, Digimon Beat Break. And the more views and subscribers we get on Patreon, the more anime we'll cover. And hell, if you're a $10 patron, you get to choose the series we cover as well. And there is a stacked fall anime season in full swing, in which we're covering Digimon, Gachikuta, Togenanki, Twisted Wonderland, Sanda, Boku no Hero Academia final season, and Spy Family season 3, and there's even more on the way, including more Blue Lock. So please check out our Patreon. The link is in the description box below. So last chapter of Blue Lock, we started to see the Nigerian ego awakening. So let's see if it's going to pay off. So without further ado, let's get to it. And this chapter is titled Afterglow. One-on-one at the goal box and a spot-on cross-pass. That stings. Woo, if I stop and won't end this peacefully. So we got Aiku versus Anazi. Anazi's shot radius is huge, and I've got to brace myself for a possible mid-air shot. Up, down, left, right. He's got 4 shot point patterns, dude. This looks great. But something going on with this. Like, I feel like there's like some shading missing. Nomura, are you okay? Because like for something like this with a sonar, radar, whatnot, usually Nomura has like a lot of shading and a lot of dimension. So to not see it here really has me concerned. I hope Nomura Sensei is okay. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments. My odds of stopping him are 1 in 4. I'm a step ahead, you shining bastard. Alright, Asagi, I'm gonna crush this shot course. Nice one, Puppy-chan. Asagi's ramming into him to cut off that course. If he wants to shoot from... Oh, there's the reverse negative contrast. Alright. If he wants to shoot from that position, he's only got one option. I can crush him. Odds of stopping him are 1 in 1. Ooh. He twisted his body to make a reverse chest trap? Damn! And Ozzy's never done anything like that before. He threw off my press timing, but the goal is behind him. Okay. He jumped and spun around to revive the lost shot course? Damn! He's awakened. Yeah, that was not in your calculations, was it, Asagi? This is a new Anazi. Holy shit. Inside me, there's still a part of me that can make me this excited. Duh! Because as it was said in the previous chapter, Anazi kind of like held himself back so he could play on the same level as his friends, which was a bad thing. Your talent's blooming, but I'm blooming too. Huh? Woo! We deflected it? No way! How did he do that? Something's going on, Nomura Sensei. Like, something is definitely going on, health-wise. Because something I say is that the art says it all. And to me, the art is saying something is going on behind the scenes. And usually, and we've seen this with Nomura as well, via Twitter, like, because they will post if they have health problems, like exhaustion or whatnot. And I think that might be the case here. Either that or like, because we know that Blue Lock season 3 is happening. Something I don't know is if because we know about the Blue Lock live action, I don't know if Nomura is working on the live action or not. We know he has worked on the anime before, so I wonder if that may be affecting this. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, but something's going on. Something is definitely going on. Because, like, I would have loved to seen, especially for, but Your Talent's Blooming, I would have loved to see him for the part of me that makes me this excited. We got a little something here, but I would have liked to seen just a little bit more. But, like, for the I'm Blooming 2, when Aika says, but I'm Blooming 2, I would have liked to seen, like, a bigger bang, if that makes sense. Like an actual, like, well, yeah, an actual metaphorical flower blooming, or like an animal. Like, just give me something. Not just that, it's like that's something that Nomura would be giving. That's why I'm like, something is going on. Something, huh? He deflected it? No way, how'd he do that? Isagi spurred on our enemy's awakening while firing me up too. That's why I said something going on behind the scenes, because Nomura would have depicted it. Basically, we didn't know what kind of awakening would happen, but he was signaling that I should expect a play we haven't seen before. Thanks to that mindset, my toes were waiting for that instant to react. A new type of predictive defense to kill an awakening. But the ball is still going out or in. Go in. This is just too much for me. Woo! Kagamaru! Oh, Kurata! Not gonna score. Yeah! Raza Kurata has cleared the ball! Damn, I would have loved some reverse negative contrast here, too, for Kurota stopping the ball. Kind of like, what I mean here is to kind of signify like some slow-mo. Oh, that would have been amazing. But fuck, not just that, it'd be amazing. Something that Nomura's done. Again, something is going on. I'll have to check Nomura's Twitter a little bit later today and see if something is going on, like I think there is. A perfect victory. The 45 days of training that led to this day, the flawless execution of their various tactics, plus Yoichi Asagi's no-top suggestion, and Rin Natoshi's new shot pattern all led to this. Yeah, this is the U20 World Cup victory we seek. The ideal first victory for the pack of egotists I've crafted. Nice first match, Blue Lock Japan. It's not over yet, Blue Lock. Ooh, now we got something here. Are you actually satisfied? No. I'm not. I am not satisfied with this. Writing-wise, I am. I got no complaints, Katashiro. You're not the problem here. I'm worried about Nomura. I'm really worried about Nomura Sensei. Something is going on. Kind of like what we saw, I mentioned it with Kagurabachi a few weeks ago, because the art was completely unfinished. Something was going on behind the scenes. Well, in the case of Kagurabachi, Hokuzono was overworked. Like, he was on tour, or like going to conventions and shit, and doing all these covers, and it's like, damn, he was like really overworked and exhausted. And should have taken a step back. I don't know why the editors just didn't tell him, like, yo, take a step back for a second. Like, take a couple weeks off. Why they accepted unfinished, why the Jump editorial department accepted unfinished art like that is beyond me. That was so inappropriate. Same thing with Gege. Like, Gege, it was the same thing. You could tell something was going on because the panels were unfinished for Jujutsu Kaisen. But yeah, something going on here. Something's definitely going on here with this, with Nomura. I don't know if it's because they're working on, because we know Nomura was the animation director for, I think, for at least season 1. I'm not sure about season 2, but I know for season 1 they did some of the animation directing. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. That's why I'm like, I've got to wonder, especially with the backlash that happened with season 2, if Nomura is going to be doing more of the animation directing for season 3. If that's the case, then like I can be like, okay, that would explain a lot. Also, we've seen Nomura have health issues as well recently. Like, I'm talking about over the past year. So that's why I'm like, yeah, I could see that being the case too. But the other thing I'm thinking of as well is that for the actual volume release, I could see Nomura touch up the art and the art be where it should be when the actual physical volume release comes out. So I would not be surprised by that. The other thing is that I do want to like kind of point out is what Ego said here is that this is the U20 World Cup victory we seek, the ideal first victory for the pack of egotists I've crafted. Or no, let me read it from here, I'm sorry. A perfect victory, the 45 days of training that led to this day, the flawless execution of their various tactics, plus Yoichi Sagi's no-top suggestion, and Renatoshi's new shot pattern all led to this. This is the U20 World Cup victory we seek, the ideal first victory for the pack of egotists I've crafted. Nice first match, Blue Lock Japan. It's not yet. Or I feel like this is foreshadowing what we're going to see later on. I do like that Isagi said that it's not over yet, and and that are you actually satisfied? I'm glad that Isagi said that, because if they get too complacent, then it's gonna be a different story when they go up against like tougher opponents like France, or up against teams like Brazil or Mexico. Or the UK. And I just got this feeling, especially against France, if Isagi becomes way too complacent, it's gonna backfire. It will. Again, especially when Sei shows up. And not just Isagi either. If Ego becomes too complacent, it will backfire when Sei and Side B comes into play. I just got this feeling that this is kind of foreshadowing Ego, Side B, blowing. Yeah, now I remember what I said. Side B blowing up in Ego's face. I just got this feeling in the pit of my stomach that that's going to be the case. And hell, like seeing Anansi starting to develop like this and having his blooming, I feel like that's kind of foreshadowing of what we're going to be seeing a little bit later, especially against Spain, and hell, even against France, against Loki, because Loki, remember, Isagi triggered the fuck out of Loki. You know Loki has been preparing for this rematch against Isagi. He's not going to fuck around. Nah, he's not going to fuck around. I'm really curious for how that match is going to go. And also the other thing, and speaking of that, I'm very curious because you have Shidao and Rin who know how France operates because they played on there and know how Charles works, especially Shidao, because remember Shidao and Charles were in sync. I really hope, for that reason alone, that Shidao is in the game against France. I really hope so. Shidao, like, part of me's like, I kind of think that Shidao should replace Rin in that case, because like Rin wasn't in sync with Charles like Shidao was. But I'm very curious what you guys think about the situation. Like, part of me is like thinking, I feel like they might take and to replace or to they might take out. Part of me is thinking they might take because they would want to have Rin in there still. They might, and also because Rin is like fully centered now and has his shit in control. They might take out like someone like Chigiri and this is in regards to playing against France, and have it have Shidao up in there, and so it would be like Shidao, Rin, and Isagi up in there against France. Like, I could so see that, and it would be amazing. I'm putting my Shidao bias aside. I'm just being realistic because I think that would be like a really good way to beat France. But I'm very curious what you guys think. Do you guys think, especially like when Sei and Side B get there, do you think that because Ego is becoming a little, really from this chapter, it really kind of sounded like Ego is becoming maybe a little bit complacent. Do you think Side B is going to blow up in Ego's face? I kind of do. Even with Asagi like talking all this hot shit, and even though Asagi is kind of right, I do think Side B is going to blow up in their faces. I do. I really do. Just something tells me that's going to be the case. I do. But let me know your thoughts in the comments section below what you guys think. And remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. Love what we're doing and want to help keep this operation alive and kicking so we can keep bringing you more Blue Lock content. A few ways you could do that. Donate to our Cash App, PayPal, Patreon, Coffee. Purchase something off our Amazon wishlist. All that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter, Twitch, Discord. Friend us on PlayStation Network. That's in the description box below as well. Till next time, Nerdigans, I will be seeing you later. Bye!